Here we are in the THP Tech Studio, Mr. Adam Rehberg of Bridgestone Golf. Nice opportunity to walk through a couple of the balls in their lineup. And you know, Adam, that I am a pretty big fan of RX.
Absolutely.
Which I have right here. These are empty boxes, still trying to find them. So I'm a huge fan of RX, but there was an interesting discussion we had on THP Live talking about that sort of transitional period between E12 into RX.
Yep. So
I figured it's a reasonable discussion to have, so why don't we hit some shots with the clubs that probably matter the most, and you can walk through what I'm experiencing. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Which one first?
Let's start with E12.
So definitely not RX.
No, not your ball.
Definitely E12. Okay.
Let's start E12.
Got it.
You got it in here? Yep, you got it keyed up already.
I like how you said definitely not your ball, since I have complete and utter ownership of this ball. Okay, I've got an 8-iron in my hand. This is a club that does have a lot of spin action, so hopefully it takes 3 of each, but it might take a bit more. We'll see. Okay, right out of the gate, 6,600. I've been trying to stay a little bit lower with my spin, Adam, because I do have quite a bit of peak height.
Right.
There's a good chance we're playing this afternoon in like 20-mile-an-hour winds, so it's obviously
you're gonna have to knock it down.
A good example.
So 66 is pretty good for an E12, even for an 8-iron. It's a pretty good number. So a few shots here, you should probably be around that 66 to 62 kind of zone with E12. E12 is around a 48 compression golf ball. It has a Surlyn cover. The biggest thing E12 is designed for is a little bit more straight distance. And even on this shot, it's kind of designed to be a little bit straighter flight. So somebody who's not wanting to work the ball as much with their irons or driver would benefit a little more for E12. And then also talking about that, if they want to straighten up shots, like maybe they overwork their driver and have a little bit too much cut, then they probably want to try E12 to kind of maximize that straighter shot.
So we won't be hitting driver in the studio today, but do you want to walk them through the differences they might see between RX and E12?
Yeah. So I'll kind of step it down. We're not going to hit driver. We're going to hit this 8-iron, like an approach shot, and then we'll hit a wedge shot to kind of show the differences. But starting at driver, E12 is going to be the lowest spinning ball in our line as far as the E12 and up to the Tour B. It's a lower compression golf ball. It's designed to be straighter off the tee. The RX inside of our Tour line, urethane, is the lowest spinning ball in that line. So it's still pretty low as far as straightness off the tee and reducing spin for a urethane product. But if you're really wanting to maximize distance off the tee with straighter flight, then the E12 is going to be a great choice for that. And then kind of moving down to what we're seeing with 8, you're about to switch to RX. What we should see here with RX is a little increased spin on this 8-iron shot. It's going to have a little bit more spin. It's a little bit firmer. I hate to even use the word firm because it's still only a 65 compression golf ball, which is the lowest compression in our Tour line, but it's a little bit firmer than E12 is. But it also features a urethane cover with our reactive IQ cover. So you're going to get a little bit more spin and feel. They're both 3-piece golf balls with a mantle layer that'll allow you to kind of work the ball. So the RX is going to give you just a little bit more juice, a little bit more spin into and around the greens. Okay,
I hit that one just a touch fat, so we'll not get too excited about the number there.
Right.
Or the fact that it almost went in. Still really trying to get that on video here. So, yeah, I'll hit at least enough where I feel like I've put 3 good shots on it.
Yeah, still 65, almost 6,600 spin, with a little heavy one. So just about the same as the other one, even with a mishit.
Yeah. Okay, we're 2 for 2 on mediocre strikes.
A little toey on that one?
Yeah, it wasn't really, it really wasn't where I wanted to be. So,
so as you see, look, I mean, the RX has a little more work in it than the E12. That's kind of one of the biggest things to kind of note too is, you can kind of turn RX over. So a player that is wanting to work it a little bit, but not overwork it like an XS would give you. An XS is going to have a lot of turn. You can flight it down and lower. The RX is still going to give you plenty of spin. It's going to get the ball up in the air. You're going to be able to stop it on greens a little bit quicker than the e12. It has a little bit of workability in there. It's a very kind of right in the middle, you know, ball to where you still get a little bit of juice. You can spin it on chip shots. We'll see that when you hit 56 here. And yeah, that one was basically 6,900.
And that was my first good strike of the bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go ahead and pop one more with that.
Okay.
And let's see what we got here, because that last one was a good one.
Yeah. That last one felt like the shots I had with E12, so.
Yeah, 71-38, yeah. So that's what I figured it'd be, closer to 7 as a total. The E12 was what, 63, 64?
Yeah, a little bit lower.
So that's kind of what I was thinking when we talked earlier. It should be 500 to 600 RPMs difference on 8-iron.
Okay. So why don't we clean up the data a little bit, and we'll switch over to some wedges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good? Okay. All right, we got the data cleaned up a little bit. We now have a 56-degree Bridgestone wedge in our hand. You're under the impression this might be a little bit more of a difference?
Yep. So, we should see a little bit larger than the around 500 that we saw with 8-iron. So this spin, I'm guessing for you, is probably going to be close to 8,000. Just a guess before you hit it.
Okay, and this is
holy cow, 11,000.
Yeah, I'm a little bit steeper on my wedges.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
This is E12. .56. That was good action there.
Yeah, 104 yards. We're kind of going at a 100-yard target. 11K. That's a lot of spin for an E12.
Okay, more 98,
yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking, more closer to 9,000, 8,000. But yeah,
it's that hard part, Adam, when you've got the camera going and a new club in your hand.
You juiced the first one, yeah.
I tried to put a hole in the mat there. Sorry, Josh, in the background. Definitely not coming out of my contract. So let's keep it going and see where the averages fall. We will clean up the data a little bit again. These are challenging clubs to hit. And we want to show a fair representation of the two.
Yeah, 10-1. So yeah, you're right there around, 10. Oh, good shot.
I wouldn't be mad if the first one that goes in is with you. That's all I'm saying.
That would be 0.5 yards left. Yeah. Not bad.
Good
little 2-footer.
Right.
You tugged it a little bit.
You give me that putt or no?
Yeah, I'm giving you that.
Right, yeah, awesome. All right, let's hit one more and see what kind of number it gets. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, say your average is going to be right around 10. Oh, that's all over it.
Come on.
That's all over it.
Come on.
Oh
there
my
we go.
God.
All right. Should we hit one more? I think we're good on that. It seems to be a decent
that's good
average.
on that one, yeah.
Okay, so let's switch now to RX.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to be, that's 10 inches. Good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, average is right around 10, maybe just below.
All right, so we're sliding into RX now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Those are going to be tough to beat.
Those are some good shots.
Standpoint. What were you
saying? That's the thing about the E12 is it's so straight. Like, even on wedge shots is like it's going to be a little more difficult to kind of hood E12 or cut it into there because of the makeup of the cover. But if you're hitting some just straight up, like straight at the pin, straightforward wedge shots, the E12 is good. It launches a little higher. It still produces pretty good spin because of the contact force dimple. And but if you're going to work the ball a little bit more, hit some lower spinny shots, the RX is going to kind of give you a little bit more juice when that's concerned. Yeah, and as what seems to be tradition at this point, I kind of fatted the first one. So let's get some more juice on this and put a good swing. Yes, 11, 10-8.
Okay. Not as good of a quality strike as I've been making.
Well, that's okay.
But yeah, I mean, obviously.
All over it.
And this is about like perfect spot on the face, not about, you know, bad swing overall. So yeah, let's put a better swing on it, and you can actually talk through RX. And I've played RX for a long time, and it fits my window really well.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's the thing. The RX is like such a great, like almost like a utility player when you're talking about baseball. It has a little bit of everything. You know, it's going to give you pretty good spin around the greens. Obviously, it's not going to spin as much as XS, but it's going to have the urethane cover, has the reactive IQ cover. You're going to have tons of spin around the greens. But then also off the driver, man, it's just such a good tour level golf ball as far as straightening up some of those shots off driver. It's a little bit lower spin than the other balls inside the Tour B line. So it's a great all around golf ball in my opinion, under 105 swing speed. And then when you move up to over 105, to me the X is the same way. The X is like a little bit of everything, versus if a guy needs more spin, you know, the XS and the RXS kind of work a little bit better, but the RX is really kind of a great utility golf ball. Okay.
So that last one was actually right around 11,000.
Yeah, I figured your average would be around 11 with this, versus our E12 was just at 10, maybe in the low 10s. So you're going to see 1,000 RPMs different is what I'm kind of guessing.
I'm making you do a little extra work today because I haven't really hit like 2 good ones in a row. So we are going to, again, have to clean up the data.
Well, yeah, you had that 96 one that was, you drug into it a little bit. So it'll be fine.
So maybe we'll hit one more here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 10-4.
Kind of pounded that too. But that's, you know, that's a little bit different. We turned that over a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see with your flight again is you're kind of, you can work the RX.
Yeah.
A player who wants to, you know, back right pin, if they want to hit a little cutty 100-yard shot, you're able to do that with RX a little bit more with the E12. The E12 is a little more attack right at the pin, aim for it, drop it like a dart, and kind of throw it at it. So the E12, the RX is going to give you a little bit more workability on those shots. You saw it with 8-iron, and same thing with wedges. If you're wanting to kind of move the ball a little bit and have a little bit extra use of it, then the urethane cover is going to kind of give you that.
Okay, well, why don't we head to table view and just talk it through. As promised, folks, here we are with Adam in table view, dissecting my either great or mediocre strikes with E12 versus RX. It was an interesting set of data, I would say. And the first thing that really pops out to me on both style of shots through the 8-iron and the wedge is the spin. I mean, there's a distinct difference between the two. And I'm starting to think that I might have my, at the very worst, off-season golf ball.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the spin numbers, it kind of gave off exactly what I was hoping it would and figured it would based on the specifications and builds of the golf ball. You know, the E12 it's a lower spinning golf ball. That's what it's designed to do. You know, you're right at 65 with that 8-iron shot, and then 7,000 with the RX. So RX is going to give you a little bit more chew on your approach shots into the green. And then you're right at 700 more spin with that 100-yard shot. You know, 10,200 with the E12. And then you got it pretty much at 11,000 with the RX. The RX is obviously a 3-piece ball in design like the E12, but the biggest difference is it's a little bit firmer. And again, I hate to use the word firm with RX because it is not a firm golf ball. It's still 65 compression.
But not as soft. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not as soft as E12 contact. So the RX is going to give you a little bit more spin and bite, and obviously it has a softer cover. It has the reactive IQ cover, urethane, versus the E12. It's a Surlyn, and you know, there's pros and cons for both of them. And the E12 is really a ball that's designed to be a little bit straighter. You see that with the spin numbers. It's a little bit straighter flight. And then the RX is designed to have a little bit more spin. That way you get more spin into the green, but then also around the green as well.
So that was probably my final takeaway, was that, I mean, I was laser beaming with the E12 off a wedge. And it was actually really surprising to me because, you know, when you get to a finite thing like a wedge, you think, well, I want full control of the ball. But as we've seen in the Tech Studio before, sometimes it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, look at your, you can look at your side spin numbers too, and they're pretty reflective of that as well. Is, you know, the top number is 150, and then you had 300 side chew on 8-iron versus, you know, your your 100-yard shot, you pretty much hit the E12 dead straight.
Yeah.
Versus a little cutty with the RX, which 376 side spin is not very much either. But you can see that it is a little bit straighter flight. So the E12, for somebody who's looking to flight the ball straighter, and sometimes they might lose an 8-iron or a 100-yard wedge a little short and right, that's going to correct some of that and let them hit a little bit straighter. But somebody who's wanting to hold on to that spin, you know, bite the ball into the green and around the green, the RX is going to be a good choice for them.
Well, I think you should go out and hit these for yourselves, and let us know what you think, either on the THP forums, let Bridgestone know on social media how much you love their golf balls, because even though I do it like once a week, it's fine. And thanks again, Adam, for joining us today to shed some light on these two products.
No, it was a great little test. Love it. If you guys have any more questions about E12 RX or any, just hit up the forum, and I'll be happy to jump on and answer some of those.